Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright. Alright, in we go. Oh, hello. So apparently tons of people like this game. I have no idea really what it's about. I do know that one. But yeah, I know it's some type of office. Oh, that's cool.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
You think?
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever
Oh damn!
change
We had
Stanley.
something happen.
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
Okay, so
This
we're all
complete
alone in the office.
isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, I can move. A bit wonky. Is there like... Okay, that's the interact button.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Get
Perhaps
up on anything. Can I jump? I can crouch like a goblin. There's a door there. Can I open that? No. Yeah, this is my first time ever experiencing this game. I've heard people say it's decent. Damn, 2 doors.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sure. Can't open the window, damn.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah, like... This seems like a great company, guys. Oh, yo, this actually opens. Holy frick.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Yeah, like, unless there's like an interactable, you know.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Alright, narrator, jeez.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You know. Yeah, because that looks menacing down there. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, wow. No reflection. Can't even wash my hands. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Yeah, Ham, that sounds like a great idea.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course,
okay,
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Alright, currently I'm still fine. Alright. Hey, yeah, just go into the freaking spooky elevator.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he?
Why would I make the narrator mad? They're telling the story.
It never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
Wow, I was about to die there.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, mind control facility. Alright.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Wow, look at all the freaking content I can consume.
Hold, Stanley thought to himself. Did he
Damn, we have two up there. We have a really cool one there, too. Yeah, sadly I have not been able to climb on anything. I love when you can just do that in games. Ah, no, this box, no.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many
I don't know which one is my office.
Images on a screen, and
that one has red text.
One of them, eternally monitored in this place, where freedom meant nothing.
Okay, yeah, I think it was 427. Yeah, there we are. We're doing nothing.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
You're right.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded
is there
from
anything
this very
else?
place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Oh, you can do that? That's cool. That's neat to know.
Dismantle the controls once and for all.
So I did turn it off, right? Did we already win the game? Heck yeah.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Yeah, I think you can tell I'm a good boy.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Alright.
Where had his co-workers
Still trying to
gone?
see if I can fall out of bounds or something. That'd be really funny.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber...
Oh, did I? No, these are invisible stairs, goddamn.
It was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Oh, look at that.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do.
Well, it's listening to the voice. They're trying to help me, you know? I thought so anyway.
It will be his.
Oh, look at the outside world.
That was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
The best, like, brick wood house thing model.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Alright. Is that actually just the game already? Did I beat it in record time, apparently? The end, that's never the end, that's never the end. Oh, okay. Can I mess with my computer? Oh.
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
Yeah, just clicking on stuff in my office, see if there's anything.
This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever.
Oh,
I will
yeah.
be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days.
Well, it doesn't seem like that much time is passing from the clock.
Ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough,
I can't even open the door.
would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end.
Oh, cool, I get to face through the chair.
He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh, yeah. Well, well, Ham, the clock was right here, and you see the seconds ticking by. Like, look at that clock.
All of his co-workers were
But yeah,
gone.
I'm pretty sure
What
I
could it
can't like
mean?
get onto any of
Stanley
this,
decided to go
sadly,
to the meeting
because
room.
I've been.
Perhaps he had simply
Oh,
missed a memo.
there's some
No
jank
matter
here.
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace
Oh,
of his
oh my god.
co-workers.
Okay. Get all right. Can I actually go through here? Okay, go. I'm breaking the game. Heck yeah.
At first, Stanley
Oh,
assumed he had
oh,
broken the map until he
damn
heard
it.
the narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of
Okay,
structural
so what do we do
narrative
here now,
tropes.
narrator?
So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
Yeah, I think
Why
so.
don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question.
Yeah, what's the question?
What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have
Wow,
thought of it
man.
if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag
Yeah, this
takes some
gag is
time.
really
What if
educated.
the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So,
Ooh.
what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky.
Damn.
Now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Okay, bye. So this is the game now. That's awesome. Like we get this place. We have windows. We have text. Yeah, this is really great. Game of the year. Do I actually have to close out to like do anything now or? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do this. Uh,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, I can't go that way. Damn.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'm really curious to see if any of these doors open.
Ah, yes, truly a room
Ooh,
worth
can I get
admiring.
soda? Or
It had really been
anything?
worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley
Oh,
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I'm elevated. Yeah.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Um. Okay, where do we go
So
here?
he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
But there's a button here. Alright. Yeah, because I'm gonna press the button.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
We have
from
a large
here,
door.
it's, left.
Alright.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Okay.
No, not the right.
You
Why
want
would
pick?
I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Yeah, go ahead, narrator.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes.
Yeah,
I've got
what
it
we
now.
got?
This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ooh, a vehicle. And can I get in the car somehow? Ah, no. Hey, we're in here again.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And
Alright,
this time,
narrator.
suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
Can I get to this door?
Did something change?
I don't
Stanley,
think so.
did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one
Yeah,
who
why
wrote
are
the
you
story.
asking me, narrator?
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Can I just go back? Because I think that'll help with the story. Okay, so this is just weird now. Okay, we got plant, clock. Ooh, look at this diagonal. Got fun stuff.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Alright, we're in here now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, that's a great tell sign of what's gonna happen.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
Yeah, good.
Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Yeah, we should have something we're missing. Like, we can just break this window open, narrator. Like, come on.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't
Ooh,
recognize
look,
this place at
Gavin.
all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing,
Good.
how about this? You win!
Oh, yeah!
Congratulations!
Yeah, I
I know you
won!
put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all.
As you can tell, I'm the
Both know
best
you didn't
gamer.
put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All
Ooh.
right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Yeah, I can follow orders.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
Woo, to
Here's a thought.
destiny!
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature
I
of life
can't do
itself?
the
Whoa,
line
whoa, 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 whoa.
completely.
Hang on.
Yeah,
That got a bit weird back
you're trying to
there.
be silly here. I
I'd like
can't
to apologize.
work with
Not
this.
sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of
Oh yeah, we're
music to
getting
lighten
music?
the mood.
Oh my god. We're having an adventure, right guys? Oh, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, I like going out for walks like this, you know?
Wait, cut the music. Go
Yeah,
back
what up?
and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Alright.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Alright, so on this side, there's... it's slightly coming out this way. Is it like that on Never? It seems so. So we're like... Alright, I think I'm good. Yeah, can we get the music back?
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. No,
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 no, there's too many
line.
lines.
You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
Oh, I just leave the
Story?
line.
Is any of this ringing a bell? Still missing the doors.
God
Did we
damn.
make a mistake following the line? Perhaps we could have found the story on our own.
So now we trying to figure stuff out.
Oh, no.
Hey,
not
we're
again.
here.
How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted
No,
you,
look, the
after
line is
everything
doing
we've been
good. Come
through,
on.
You... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I
Okay.
say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
Shut the door in my face, why don't
People,
you?
right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Ooh.
This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, Yes, this is
Yeah,
exciting.
look how
Just
exciting this
me
is,
and Stanley
guys.
forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
I want the story to
Whatever
be
it might be,
something
Stanley,
worthwhile.
I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd
Yeah, it's a
also like to
wine.
veto the line from having any role in our awesome new
No, I
story.
want the wine.
No
Come on.
lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Like, look at the wine. They're doing amazing. I need to go up the ceiling. Come on. Ooh.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision.
Oh,
From here,
decision.
the story is
Decision.
in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our
Oh, yeah.
destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Destiny.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really
Well,
how
we're about
all
to
this
do
goes?
fifth, right? Come on.
It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget?
Come
My
on.
mind
I
goes
don't think it's
blank
showing
simply
off
because
the
it's
dog
written
boy
here on
that much,
this
Dylan. Come on.
thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Come on. No, it's
And the
not.
timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us?
No.
Will something happen?
Well, like, I don't care about dog boy stuff, but
So,
like, come on. I'm
okay.
not that much of it.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying
I
that
can't wait for
life
the
is about
bookstore.
the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered
Yeah,
the
the
door on
bookstore
his
is gonna be
left.
so much fun, guys. Come on. Have you never been to a bookstore before? Like, it's really cool. Because you can go into a bookstore,
Yet there
you
was
can
not
get
a
so much
single
stuff.
person
You can get,
here
like,
either.
really cool hot
Feeling a
chocolate while
wave of
reading.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
Okay, we're
boss's
going...
office.
Oh, can I open this door? Now. Button. No, never mind. That's not a button. Ooh, a car.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Let's
He
see if
might
there's
be
just a
fired
jump
for
scare here if
that.
I wait.
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that
Come
risk?
on.
All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange
Alright.
observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet
Well, come
when he
on.
looked
Buttons are
down? Why
pressable.
did
I like
doors close
buttons.
automatically behind him wherever he
Usually.
went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled.
Woo!
This is
This
all a
is our
dream!
dream!
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he
I
thought to
can't do
himself,
anything
I
here.
suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go
Oh,
back to my
guys, the
boring
Pixar
real-life
Lamp
pushing
is
buttons.
getting
I may as well
retired.
enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken
Ooh.
up. How was he remaining
Look at all
so
this,
lucid?
guys.
And
We
then
have like
perhaps the
little
strangest
star
question of them
things.
all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm
Give me
doing
a
and
soda,
thinking?
come on.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
This painting
Stanley
looks
is
nice.
as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock
Yeah,
to Stanley.
that's a painting, alright.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the
We
voice
also
not
have
see him
this
float and
painting.
make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This
Yeah,
voice
the
was
voices
a part of
explain this
himself
real
too.
well.
Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
I need a soda.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Let me wake up.
I'm through.
Please,
With this
I want a
dream. I
soda.
wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the
Yo,
way
Stanley's
it's always
married.
been.
Heck yeah, that's some war.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
No, I just like soda. Come on.
Okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My
Come
name
on, I
is
want the
Stanley.
soda, guy.
I have a boss. I have an
Narrator, give me a
office.
soda.
I am real. Please, just
I don't care. My
someone tell me
vision's
I'm
going
real.
red. I
must
want a
be real.
soda.
I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who
There's
am
like
I?
3 water buttons. Why does it have that
And
much?
everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up
All right,
on a day
Mariella.
like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Whoa, we actually have
On this
models. Heck
particular
yeah.
day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself. And then
So, Yohan,
collapsed on the
I'm
sidewalk.
pretty sure that was
And
the
although she would
7th
soon turn
restart.
to go call for an
So, who
ambulance,
knows?
for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, And in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
Damn.
She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Yeah, I wish I got my soda. Why is it darker?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Okay,
he entered the
okay,
door
we're
on his
doing
left.
something apparently because there's supposed to be more.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh, that's cool, Ham. I'm listening to the music.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Right. Button. Well, I guess that was a spark. Pixel. Wait, can I just press that button again? Oh, heck yeah! We're gonna go.
Oops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Yeah, this is really interesting now.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office.
Whoa!
Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out
Can I
the
press
plot of
buttons
the
here
story
again?
in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have.
Yes, that is the right code. Come on, game, don't lie to me.
Points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat. Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
I'm here all Saturday, so don't worry.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing
it might be the bookstore, who knows? See, it's the bookstore. There are books! There are books! Oh, it's the boss's office!
Oh, God. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
Ah, that's great. Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait!
Yeah, what?
No! I need more time to process.
Okay. Yeah, who knows, Ham? This might be the bookstore. Just very secret.
All right. I
All
have
right.
fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my
Okay.
worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley. Of course, going back down in the elevator.
Down the
How did
elevator.
I not anticipate it?
Well-
I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling
Yeah.
that has grown stale and repetitive.
No, it hasn't. Come on. Watch this, narrator. I don't think I have enough time if I don't think there's enough time if I press the button. Yeah, watch this,
Stanley
narrator.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Where can we go? Yeah, they didn't expect that.
You know what?
Whoa.
I've just
Okay,
thought of something.
going fast.
Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But
It might be the bookstore.
suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced
Narrator, I'm
appreciation
sorry to
of the
disappoint, but
story,
I'm the only character.
characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's
Oh my
really
God.
all because of
Look,
you.
if we stop
You're the
there,
one who
there's
took this
there's
bold
2
step
chances of bookstore.
revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique.
Come on, let's go down. Let's go down.
It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why
Hey guys, like and subscribe if you feel vital and alive.
In the face of tradition, you're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well...
Soda.
A little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling.
We need to go down.
advice.
There might be
Yes, I
soda.
know
Come
you're
on.
not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here.
Whoa! There might be a bookstore here.
We're holding the press conference.
No,
Should
no.
be just around the corner here somewhere.
Hey guys, I don't mean your health, yes. Look at us.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
What about this door? No.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft
Okay,
a
so
truly
Stanley Ryder is our
unpredictable
full name.
narrative.
Got it.
Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and
Like
speak from the
almonds.
heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley.
There's
Okay,
stairs
it looks
here.
like they're ready for you. Go get 'em.
Aw. Oh, your boss. Wow, well, our boss must really like us if they have two of the same message. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at all this. This is awesome. Buttons! We got the buttons. Hey, crowd.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Yeah, and us. It's interesting that it's different.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first.
Because as
just to
we
be
know,
near
the
it.
game has been the same every time.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Oh no, not
There might
again.
be
I
a
won't
button.
part of
Come
this.
on.
I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Alright. So guys, how's your day going? We could be able to take any of this. It would help us on our journey narrator, just letting you know.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, you like Falco down there? Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, that's amazing, Johan. You're doing great.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey,
Oh.
look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
What? Well, Johan, I hope I can put some type of smile on your face, you know?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Yeah, that's cool.
door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this
Yeah?
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I'm not walking forward now. How about that? Oh no, 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 no.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to
Oh, look
his
at that.
demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this
Whoa.
world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Guys, I don't want to be in one of those creative, satisfying videos. No.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Can you stop making me fall, guys? Because it actually is a bit scary. Come on.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk
I
has been
could stream
created
Fall
for you
Guys. I've
long in
never played it,
advance,
so that could be
death
fun. But
becomes
who knows?
meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
File cabinets! You have to turn computers off. He doesn't want to play solitaire. Yeah. Alright. Wow. It had no books in one iteration. Damn. This is really neat. I don't think I'm supposed to get like this ending at all, like this early anyway. Warzone. Like, come on, this looks cool. Come on. Even had a bicycle. So now we're looping. This way.
Then he pushed
Ooh.
the number 8.
The lounge.
They've jumped in the river.
Alright, is there just a way out of here, or am I gonna have to, like, manually reset? That's the fun question. Oh, there's the exit right there, actually. That's really convenient.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No.
Stanley
Perhaps
X
not.
narrator,
Sometimes
woo.
these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way.
Whoa,
to
they know
break
what
this
console I'm
game.
on.
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Damn, I'm dead. I'm back. Oh, hey, I got 2 of the 12 trophies so far.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah. Well, there's no jump button, so...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot
Yeah,
here.
I think I could
I'm
fall,
not your
right?
enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
There's a door
but
right
the fact
there.
is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I don't
There's someone
think
you've
there's,
been
like,
neglecting,
freaking...
Stanley.
Oh, I can
In
jump.
his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I am.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I'm sad that we didn't get that bookstore.
Stanley
I
decided
can't
to go
believe
to
the game
meeting
lied to
room.
us,
Perhaps
you
he had
know?
simply missed a memo. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Well, narrator, there's something called DLC. It's pretty cool. You get to do some downloadable content. yeah, Ham. People lie to you.
Playing the
It's
Stanley
crazy.
Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features
Whoa,
exciting
look
new
at that content.
that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please
Whoa!
step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Memorizing. Woo!
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we
There's a brick wall.
be
That's
moving
pretty
somewhere? Or,
cool DLC.
There we go.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Memorizing.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Content. Is there any buttons?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, you can jump out the circle? Hey, can I... No, I can't double jump. Damn. I can jump to the table. I can jump to the new content jump circle. I can jump to the exit. Okay, I'll leave this for someone else, you know? I don't need to waste all my jumps.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Oh, heck yeah, we're going down. No, we're going back up. Okay, we're going upwards to something new.
Impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content...
Hey, you'd be amazed, narrator. Some new content is just
new content right there.
Crazy.
I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good.
Oh, okay.
I knew there had to be something else.
There's a bridge.
I'm ready for whatever it is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base
I can't move.
to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started
Yeah,
on
I
the
have
level
to
of craftsmanship that's
crouch
gone into
to
it.
get out of there.
I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
There is a test trophy, please
I
ignore.
intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much
There's also
anticipation around
trophy
this
for clicking
content,
on
I'm
door
afraid.
for
It could never
35
have lived up to
times,
such
so I might do that.
expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Yeah. Well, this is strange.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
Well, I'm
want to
also
show
curious
you
about this.
something.
Okay, I think that's just the way we get. Why do we spawn here? Oh, I don't like that.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me
No, that's
thinking
super
about the
silly.
past and how much better
Narrator,
the Stanley
can you
Parable
stop
used to
making
be.
drops?
So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life.
There's a bookstore in there,
whenever I
though.
want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back
No, I
then,
don't.
video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste. And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games.
How do you reveal a game like the Stanley Parable? Describe any one part of its risk, its rotation, to detail what it has to say about the game design, the original choice, and the psychology of the gamer. It's telling you too much.
Games end up less than any form of art. Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and
Oh, it had no shares at all. It had like no fucking Facebook shares.
Literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh, okay, go.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need
that's some
new
really
content.
bad stuff right there.
All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
No.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a
It's
collection
reviews.
of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well...
Oh, there's a positive review right here. It's upside down and we can't read it, but there's positive.
Yeah. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the
Sorry, Ham, I can't relate to that because I just don't lose.
I've always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
I'm 0.8 hours and you say that. That's wild.
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can
I can't go
strike
into
these
water.
negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Is there anything else in this one
Unendurable
button?
by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really true. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh no.
Back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Portrait.
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing.
Okay.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing?
Yeah,
Me
I'm
just
pretty
talking?
cool, Ham.
But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing... Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after he...
Yeah, great phrasing, Ham. Great phrasing.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the...
Okay, there's nothing now.
The end is never the end, is never the end,
is never the end, the end 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 is never the end. Oh, something. Guys, look at this. New ASMR unlocked. You know, guys, I do appreciate you all joining in. Look at all these raindrops from the ceiling, you know? Oh, okay, well, the ASMR has been ruined by this. Light! Yeah, I can't reach. I can't climb because there's no circle. Oh, look at this. Oh, what happened? Come on. Where's the bookstore? Oh, neat. We're gonna go this way. I think there might be a bookstore this way. To those tuning in, I have never played this game before. I'm just trying to figure stuff out. Hello, Nico. Hello. My first time playing Stanley Parable. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, okay. We're back in the office.
The meeting room, yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Yeah, what's the exciting content? Come on. Oh, yeah. Can we get more Adventure Line? Because that'd be cool.
I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to
what are we
announce
announcing?
for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Stanley Parable 2!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory.
We have sequel soda!
A fully fledged sequel, an entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented.
Oh, this is cool
It screams
PowerPoint.
progress and innovation
Google Slides
and
presentation
long-term
here.
franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical.
Oh, this looks cool.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Merch. Well, there's a button, so I think we know what we're doing.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person
Alright, chat,
named
we're
Jim.
all gonna be named
I
Jim.
want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply?
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't
It's
properly
not my fault
role-play
I can
as
press the
Jim,
button.
then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first.
Hey, Stargazer.
Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim,
Alright.
developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim, and finally dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim. Do you feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Whoa.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again.
Jim.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally
come on, it's a button.
drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
No. No. This doesn't feel the same, man.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Alright. Ooh, free trophy. Heck yeah.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes, you see, you'll come to... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy
come
is
on.
still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Alright, fine. No trophy. Alright.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
We have an infinite hole. That sounds infinite. Look at that. It's simple.
Stanley, here's an idea
That
that
hole.
I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Looks pretty deep to me. Alright. What else we got? No, it's an infinite hole. What else are we supposed to do? Like, go down infinitely? Oh, hey, jump circle.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Yeah, the void is somewhat tempting, but come on. Ah, look at that. We used 10 more jumps. Got a bucket thing that way. Okay, no, that won't open. Something new here.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay, we're getting to see this bucket. This bucket might have some crazy stuff happening, who knows?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a
There's no
chaotic
bucket.
sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem.
I don't see a
of the game.
bucket.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding
Oh, we're
the
gonna come
bucket,
down.
a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable
look at that.
will
Let's go
feel
all the way up
perfectly
again.
normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive
look at that.
dissonance.
This
while the
bucket is
button
really
in your
reassuring.
arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect
Yeah,
solution.
the bucket's pretty cool.
Come on, give it a try.
Whoa, this bucket is also,
Can
like,
you feel
graphically
it?
intense.
The glow
Yeah.
of comfort,
It
even in the
jiggles.
face of crushing despair, must
gonna
already
steal
be
it.
sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding
Meow,
it
come
has made
on.
you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the
I
bucket
can't
seem
get
to be
out that
on
way.
and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable.
I have to put it
2.
back. I can't put it back. Oh, I get to keep it! Yay! Thank you, narrator.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it... Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Both of these balloons don't seem that great, to be honest. This one has more color.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Oh, look at them go. Hey chat, I hope you get well someday. Like, we get all of this
Or
now.
actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Let's see, how do you think? A9. Where's A9 at? Vegetables. Whoa!
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to
that's
stifle the
awesome.
intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
That's awesome. We're gonna get that collectible. Come on. Whoa! Alright, Ham. Bye.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Let's see here. Yeah, we're all good now. Okay, so I go this way. Yeah.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Ready. I'm ready.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Whoa.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes.
Right.
Yes, this is
The next
much
arrangement.
better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
We're going all the
And I do very
collectibles.
much
Come on.
enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect.
All right.
With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable
2.
Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, yeah, look at this. Stanley Parable 2. And we got some options here. Wait, look at all these options. Then we have simplified control. Like, I love simplified control. You just make everything interact. The simplified experience is crazy.
This is the story.
All right. We're getting well
All the stories
soon.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, hey, dude, it's a bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, he apparently has dialogue for everything with the bucket.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah, the bucket's just the new
And
party
here it
member.
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go good,
said the bucket.
I'm curious
Now
if I can
ride the
fall
lift
into
all the way to
this,
the
because
top.
I know I can
There's
fall
something
off
up
and
there I need
die.
you to do.
It did
Stanley
raise a
did not
bit.
question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Oh, heck yeah. Out of the card slide for that door, damn. Be careful, chat. As you can see, there's danger everywhere, including right there.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It
damn
says,
it.
no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
No, I know what a bucket
I
is. Come
suppose that
on.
would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness. I think
I
you
know
have
what
to
a
do
bucket
something about
is.
it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Ooh, a game show.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me
we
whether
have
or not the
buttons.
thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Okay, I'm smart.
Item 1. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket.
Okay, come on. No, that's unfair.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Well, it looks the exact same as the hologram one.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is
Okay.
this a bucket?
So, it's been wrong twice. So I'll just take that this has to be a bucket.
Correct.
Yeah!
This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
I don't know. Like, it's humming. Can I get a closer look? No.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
doing
just
great.
Move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Well, you said yeah.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's so many buckets, Stargazer. Be careful.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost
Me
all
too.
sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
this
going
is
to
my
erase
bucket. Come
all
on.
buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
It's my bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that
Yeah,
issue,
well,
but it doesn't change the fact
a good
that we
thing that
haven't
we're
got
not
a game.
buckets,
So,
I guess.
tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person?
Yeah,
All
so
right,
that's
here we
crazy
go.
info right there. Well, alright, chat. After that shattering worldwide revelation that everything is a bucket pretty much, I think it's time to end stream to think about what the world is now. Make sure to stay sparky.